A brand new student group went across generations for a timeless elegance fashion show in the Kent State University Museum.
The Flash's Activity Board gave out free meals for Friendsgiving last week. Hear more about the event and how Fab celebrated Friendsgiving.
President Biden made remarks at his final G20 summit in Brazil. Hear what he had to say about the ongoing conflicts overseas.
Well, this year, Thanksgiving shopping might gobble up your wallet. What are the price increases from last year and more as Kent Stater TV starts right now.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to KSTV. I'm Josh Aponte.
And I'm Anthony Leonardi. Our neighbors right next door at the Kent State Fashion Building hosted a fashion show on Saturday.
Our reporter, Michael Neenan, got to check out the show. Michael, did you get to walk the runway?
No, guys, I did not walk on the runway, but I was in attendance for the Timeless Elegance fashion show hosted by the new student group formerly addressing. For a night, the Kent State Fashion Building went back in time. The newly formed student group formerly addressing hosted the Timeless Elegance fashion show Saturday, where models and designers hit the runway to show off garments from across generations.
And so it's a bunch of just different looks throughout the different decades and just looks that are timeless and iconic and everyone's own spin on them.
The club, which was founded over the summer, focuses on sustainability as well as philanthropy. They plan to put on a fashion show every semester.
They noticed that we didn't really have any formal wear clubs here at Kent State, and as fashion students who are specifically interested in formal wear, they wanted to see more of that here. And so they started kind of building this and said, well, we want to do something that gives back to the community around us.
At the end, a panel of judges voted on the best models and designers with creativity and historical accuracy in mind.
So this is a 1950s diner dress designed by Sienna 10. It is a two-piece dress and apron set, and it fits almost perfectly. I'm really proud of her, especially considering I met her today.
I like decade stuff. I love historical fashion. I was super excited to see everyone. I love seeing, especially as we got later, I like seeing the 1910s stuff as it got there, because you don't see a lot of that in fashion shows, especially decades ones.
At the end, the Kent State University Museum announced it would display the garments of the winners from November 25th through the holidays.
I love watching the student creativity that emerges from fashion shows, and this was an entirely student-run fashion show, and it was really exciting to work directly with the students to put this on.
At the end, formally addressing announced the theme for the next fashion show would be Art is Everywhere, where models wear garments made of unconventional materials. Reporting for KSTV News, I'm Michael Neenan.
Thanks, Michael. Last Friday, Fab turned the Student Center into a festive fall celebration with Friendsgiving, bringing students together ahead of Thanksgiving.
It was originally meant for those staying on campus, but this year's event welcomed everyone to share the joy and spread some autumn cheer.
I really wanted people to be able to come and enjoy almost like a home-cooked meal with their friends.
The free 5-course meal featured Thanksgiving favorites like green beans, mac and cheese, stuffing, apple pie, and turkey in place of chicken.
While enjoying the feast, guests could color, play games, and enter raffles for turkey-themed prizes, making it a night full of festive fun.
I wanted to come with my friends, and it's been fun eating the food to make me excited for Thanksgiving at home. Really playing the little phone game that they have on the tables. That's really fun.
Friendsgiving wasn't the only event happening on campus and around Kent.
Lexi Blatnick is here to tell us more. Hi, Lexi.
Hi guys, thank you. Good evening, Kent State and all of Portage County. We have plenty of regional news for you, starting with some campus activities. The Mack Center is hosting an informational meeting for student athletes today from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. This meeting will inform international student athletes about student requirements. Students will also discuss culture shock, how sports in America operate, and American holiday traditions. Join the Flash's activity board for nostalgia nights tonight from 7 to 9 p.m. in the Student Center, room 218. Students can make arts and crafts including boondoggles, perler beads, glow-in-the-dark paint, and more. Snacks will be provided. For more information, visit the Fab KSU Instagram page. The Portage County Health District has a new chief, Rebecca Lehman. Lehman has worked for Portage County District for 15 years, starting as an intern and worked her way up as a deputy health commissioner. Lehman says her goal as the new chief is to, quote, enhance the health and well-being of our communities by addressing key social determinants of health, end quote. The Portage County Sheriff Bruce Zukowski is denying false allegations in an ongoing civic lawsuit. The lawsuit comes from a traffic stop that led to drug trafficking charges filed against Zephaniah Robinson and Jack Metcalf. 1 year after their arrest, Robinson and Metcalf filed the suit against Sheriff Zukowski and other deputies. For more updates and stories, visit kentwire.com. For KSTV, I'm Lexi Blatnick. Sent back to Josh and Anthony at the desk.
Your first forecast on Kent Stater TV.
Good evening, Golden Flashes. My name is Sophia Sonato, and I'm here to give you your weather forecast for tonight, tomorrow, and into your week. Currently in Kent, Ohio, it is 56 degrees and it is very cloudy with some light winds. Those winds are going somewhere between the 0 to 5 mile per hour range. They're very light, but we will be expecting heavier winds coming up this week. Humidity is about 74%, so if your hair's feeling a little extra frizzy, that's probably why. And the moon phase is currently in waning gibbous, as we have recently passed our full moon in Taurus on November 15th. Going into my forecast for tomorrow, it's going to be a high of 59 degrees, pretty similar temperatures, but I hate to break it to you folks, it's going to be a rainy day. We're going to have steady showers midway through the morning that will go into the afternoon, and our top wind speeds will be at about 9 miles per hour going south by southeast, and that chance of precipitation in the area is going to be 82%. Now, because there is that high chance of rain, I wanted to break down my on-campus forecast for you for tomorrow. If you have an early class at 8 a.m., it's going to feel like 47 degrees. It's going to be colder as the sun begins to rise. However, there's a very small chance of rain in the area, only about 10%. So you will have a nice walk to your early classes, but don't leave your umbrella at home. By 12 p.m., it's going to feel like 55 degrees, but there will be an 82% chance of rain. So if you don't have an umbrella, now's a good time to buy one. By 4 p.m., that rain does go away. It'll be a high of 58 degrees. It'll feel like 56, and there will only be a 15% chance of rain. So that rain coverage is going to fall somewhere between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. tomorrow. So if you're out of the house, make sure you're properly prepared. And that is all I have for now. Stay tuned to see temperatures across the state of Ohio, as well as see how long we'll need to keep our umbrellas out.
A wanted suspect is left dead after an altercation that closed I-77 for around an hour. According to Jackson Township Police, the U.S. Marshals Service was conducting an enforcement operation in the area. The team was trying to arrest a wanted fugitive who barricaded himself within a hotel room. Investigators say the fugitive was wanted out of West Virginia for a federal weapons offense. He had an extensive violent history that dates back to the 1970s. The suspect was shot and killed by officers, and one officer was sent to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
And a Canton man is wanted for domestic violence and stalking by U.S. Marshals. A reward for the capture of 39-year-old Stephen Moreland is being offered by the Northern Ohio Violent Fugitive Task Force. The Marshals describe Moreland as being 5'10" and roughly 220 pounds, and is known to be in the Akron-Canton area often.
Ohio officials are denouncing a group of neo-Nazis who paraded through a Columbus neighborhood Saturday afternoon. A TikTok user posted a video of a march which included at least one person yelling racist slurs repeatedly.
No arrests were made, but police briefly detained some marchers. Both the mayor of Columbus as well as Ohio Governor Mike DeWine condemned the parade.
Akron police arrested a suspect that robbed a 13-year-old at gunpoint. The robbery happened around 4 p.m. Friday in the 600 block of Elma Street. Officers pulled the suspect over during a traffic stop, who is identified as a 17-year-old male that cannot be named due to his age. He faces multiple charges, including aggravated robbery.
And the Haslam family donated $30 million to the Cleveland Clinic today. The funds are being used to provide genetic testing for patients as well as promoting cardiovascular genetics research. It will also help give genetic tests for family members who may have inherited a heart condition. Ann Haslam Bailey says that the donation is very personal for their family because the Cleveland Clinic saved her life just 10 years ago.
This Thanksgiving, travel records are set to be broken, whether by car or plane, or be prepared for heavy traffic and crowded airports.
The first witness on the second day of the Lake and Riley trial has been called to testify against Jose Ibarra.
I feel like her heartbeat is like same speed as mine, and I think we have this like deep connection, this heart connection in her heart, that there's room for me and Mom. When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer. It's a sensory thing. It's a thing with Asperger's.
She's really good with Anya. I've seen adults react to my daughter when she has meltdowns, like she's from a different planet. And this little animal just sat next to my child and was just like, you know, it's gonna be cool. She's my superhero.
Good job, Kitty Cat.
When we adopted Lucky, we discovered all the wonderful things that make her unique.
Lucky's a little bit of a lot of things, but mostly she's pure love.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma. I have a mentor, and she convinced me to continue my education. No one receives a diploma alone. If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, go get it. You can do it.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
The collaboration between Kent State and the Cleveland Museum of Natural History is a long-standing one.
Dr. Aaron's experimental lab is really state-of-the-art. It's known internationally.
We can recreate any artifact from the last 3 million years, and the Cleveland Museum of Natural History has pretty much any tool that ancient people use. So we send our students up here to study those examples so they can figure out how to recreate them. And the collaboration led to incredible discoveries right here in Ohio. And it's a dream come true.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Your community.
Your stories.
Following election season, President-elect Donald Trump announces more hirings for his White House staff.
For this and more in national news, here's Trinity Chapman. Hi, Trinity.
Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to KSTV this evening. Tonight, I will be updating you on some political and national news that you may have missed over the weekend. Starting off with President-elect Donald Trump choosing his chairman for the Federal Communications Commission. Brendan Carr, who is currently serving as a commissioner on the board, has now made his way to the FCC after being previously nominated by Trump in 2017. In an interview, Trump's reasoning for nominating Carr was because of, quote, the great work he's done on commission, end quote. Carr's time with the FCC will run for 5 consecutive terms. President Biden made his remarks earlier today at the G20 summit in Brazil. Biden explained how Russia's invasion of Ukraine is what led to higher grocery prices, along with confirming that the United States supports Ukraine. Biden also expressed how a ceasefire deal is being denied by Hamas to bring hostages home safely. Biden ended the summit by saying that this would be his last before Trump takes office. President-elect Trump has conveyed that solving the immigration problem is one of his top priorities when he enters office. He says the plan is to name Tom Homan, who served as an acting director of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, as now the head of that department. Trump is familiar with Holmes, so familiar that he was a contributing factor to creating Project 2025. Some say Holmes will serve as a Russian ruler. Lastly, the first witness has been called to the stand on the second day of the Laken Riley trial. Sergeant Joshua Epps explained how he noticed potential defense wounds when speaking to the accused murderer. The prosecuting attorney argues that the 22-year-old university student was, quote, fighting for her life, end quote, against Jose Ibarra. Ibarra, if convicted of the murder, could face up to life in prison. Well, that wraps up the political and national news I have for tonight. I'm Trinity Chapman with Kstv News, and now we'll head over to the weather.
Keeping you informed and ahead of the storm, this is your KSTV weather.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back. I have behind me temperatures across the entire state of Ohio, so let's jump in, shall we? Looking down here at Cincinnati, they're a little bit warmer than the rest of us at 64 degrees. Columbus is sitting at 62. Toledo feeling that lake effect wind and colder temperatures is at 52 degrees. Athens is at 58. The Akron-Canton area is currently looking at 54. And Pittsburgh, enjoying another great victory Monday, is currently sitting at 57 degrees. Zooming into the northeastern part of the state, going this way, Sandusky is sitting at 53 degrees. Mansfield and Worcester are both sitting at 55. Cleveland is sitting at 54 degrees. Kent's at 52. Ashtabula is at 50. And Whitetown, my town, is currently sitting at 55 degrees. Going into my 7-day forecast for the week, tomorrow, as I had mentioned earlier, it's going to be a high of 59 degrees and it's going to be rainy. About an 82% chance of precipitation across the entire area, but light winds, so it won't be too muggy of a day. On Wednesday, we'll have a good chance of rain in the afternoon, about a 66% chance of precipitation, with a high of 58 degrees and a low of 32. Thursday, I am having my first prediction for snow of the season. It's going to be a high of 36 degrees and a low of 31, so it is going to be very cold throughout the day regardless, and we have about a 40% chance of that snowfall. On Friday, there is a good chance of rain and snow mixing together with a high of 43 degrees and a low of 38. Come Saturday, as we head into that weekend, there is more showers. It's going to be a high of 41 degrees and a low of 35 with a 60% chance of precipitation. On Sunday, I'm not forecasting any rain. You'll have a little bit of a break and you can put your umbrellas away for a day with about 11% chance of precipitation, but don't put them away for too long because this time next week there's a 39% chance of afternoon showers with a high of 50 degrees and a low of 40. And that is where my report ends. To see more on how this pattern of precipitation develops, you can always tune in right here with us at KSTV. From the Franklin Hall studio, I'm Sophia Sonato.
Thanks, Sophia. Get ready to crack open your wallet for Thanksgiving shopping this year. Shoppers are expected to spend an average of $431. That number is up 19% from last year's. A recent survey shows that 20% of the shoppers said that they will change their Thanksgiving plans due to the price hikes.
And with Thanksgiving right around the corner, we can expect more record-breaking travel numbers. Experts say around 80 million people will be traveling at least 50 miles for the holiday, which is almost 2 million more than last year. Experts have also said that most people will be traveling by car, so you can expect the roads to be busy, and the airports are also expected to be relatively crowded as well.
Well, speaking of airports, Spirit Airlines has filed for bankruptcy. However, good news for guests as they can continue to book and fly as normal as it restructures its debt. Spirit was left with little options as it faced mounting losses and a $3.1 billion long-term debt. There is a possibility that Spirit can make a comeback or be bought out by another airline company.
People who have used Cash App in the last 6 years to transfer money may be eligible for a $2,500 payout. This comes after a class action settlement after security breaches on the app were filed back in February. The deadline to file a claim is tonight at midnight, and in order to file the claim, your account must have been subject to fraudulent activity between August 23, 2018 and August 20th, 2024.
The Cleveland Cavaliers keep their streak alive and improve to 15-0. We'll tell you how much longer they need to keep up their winning ways to officially have the best start in a season in NBA history.
My name is Liam Aberly. I am an assistant designer here at Yellow Cake. Everything I do currently is all stuff that builds on top of things I learned at Kent.
They had a different commitment to their craft or to their major. Part of that is just who he is naturally, and I think part of that he gleaned and honed at, his time at Kent State.
There has been a bit of a budding scene here in Cleveland between Valerie and some other designers that live around here, and we're really starting to put Cleveland on the map in the fashion world.
This is your Kent Stater TV Sports Report.
The Cleveland Cavaliers are the only remaining undefeated team in the NBA, continuing their streak after last night's victory over the Charlotte Hornets.
For more on the 15-0 Cavs and everything else in the sports world, we'll take it over to Jordan Hiles. Jordan, how about them Cavs?
Thanks, Anthony. The Cavs are 15-0 to start the season, and they do not look like they are slowing down. They put their names in the NBA history books with a commanding 128-114 victory over the Charlotte Hornets, on Saturday becoming just one of the fourth teams to ever start a season 15-0. Despite missing star guard Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland led the Cavs with 25 points and 12 assists, while Ty Jerome stepped up with a career-high tying 24 points and 8 assists. Down by the paint, Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen each recorded a double-double. Mobley posted 23 points and 11 rebounds, while Allen contributed 21 points and 15 rebounds. Cleveland's 15-0 start ties for the second best in NBA history, an accomplishment previously achieved only 3 times. The Cavaliers will look to extend their historic run as they face the defending Emirates Cup champions, the Boston Celtics, on Tuesday. Continuing on the court, Kent State's women's basketball team just fell short in a tightly contested game against Elon, losing 66-63 on Saturday night. Senior Jenna Batch led the Golden Flashes with 18 points. Kent State fell behind early but battled back to tie the game at the end of the first quarter. Elon took control through the second and third quarters, but they regained their momentum in the fourth, tying the game on a series of throws by Batch. But Elon responded, gaining the lead with 1 minute remaining. The Golden Flashes return home to the Mack Center, facing Duquesne on November 20th and Xavier on November 23rd. It's week 11 here in the NFL, and the Pittsburgh Steelers welcomed the Baltimore Ravens, and we have ourselves an elite offense versus defense matchup. Justin Tucker, one of the best to ever kick it, aims to tie the score 3-3. It's up and no good. The 7-time Pro Bowler kicks it too far left. Chris Boswell is here to show him how it's done, and he knocks one in from 52 yards out to make the score 6-0. Ravens look to make a comeback before the half, and Derrick Henry is up the middle and no one is able to stop him. The snap is back to Wilson early in the fourth. Boswell was carrying the Steelers on his back. Ken Wilson finally throwing a touchdown. It's up and intercepted. Pittsburgh is just unable to make it into the end zone. Boswell's right foot is doing what it knows how from 50 yards out to make the score 18-15. There's a minute and 10 left to go in the fourth, and Lamar Jackson, he connects with Zay Flowers to put the Ravens a 2-point conversions away. Jackson, one of the best quarterbacks on his feet, tries to tie the game, but the Steelers defense got the best of him and he was not able to save the day. The final score, Pittsburgh 18-16. Unfortunately, that is all the time I have for you today, but you are in luck because KSTV's very own Sports Corner is live at 8 to give you even more sports coverage. I'm Jordan Hiles. See you soon.
This little piggy took the police on a foot chase throughout Tacoma, Washington. We'll tell you more about this dastardly swine.
Many Olympians have launched their careers at Kent State University. In track and field, veteran coach Nathan Fanger has propelled 2 star athletes to the Summer Games. Following in their powerful footsteps is Olympic hopeful Gabby Bailey. Gabby's high school coach knew Kent State would be a perfect home for the Jamaican star after seeing the success of one of his former athletes, Olympian Daniil Thomas Dodd.
Kent is a good place to grow because the environment here is unmatched compared to other schools. It's not just a good place for athletes, it's a good place for everybody. Everybody feels supported here.
Coach Fanger helps Gabby grow athletically and academically.
We want to go win conference championships and we want to see
people's success outside of track and field, but to get there, you've got to be able to be supportive through the whole process, right? I'm there essentially 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
It's like an experience that you probably won't get anywhere else. And it's just a feeling of being welcome all the time.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere, and just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. In Tacoma, Washington, police officers were engaged in a foot chase with, you guessed it, a pig. This little non-compliant piggy took multiple officers throughout the neighborhood lawns and streets after embracing its inner track star. The pig was finally caught by police and was not harmed. It is now being cared for at the Rusty Bar Ranch.
What a silly little pig. Well, that's all the time we have for you today. Thank you so much for joining us.
For updates on all these stories and more, visit our website at kentwire.com. I'm Anthony Leonardi.
And I'm Josh Aponte. Have a great night, everyone.
To Maddie, congrats on paying off all those student loans.
Finally, right?
How'd you manage that anyway?
I started tracking my spending, changed a couple of habits.
Wow, I'm kind of living paycheck to paycheck right now. I don't even know how I'm doing it.
Well, have you tried saving a little?
I want to, but where's that money gonna come from? Bill collectors, they're the worst. Am I right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
Not home.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy. Buzzed and overshared again? Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
At Kent State University, we want all students to develop a global perspective. And with more than 200 study abroad programs in 60 countries, there are many opportunities. One is found in the Central African country of Rwanda, where students connect with survivors of the 1994 genocide.
We're learning about the reconciliation process. Rwanda sort of took a very community-based approach to how they recovered.
In January, a group of Kent State student athletes traveled to Rwanda, where they organized a soccer camp for children.
While we were there, we got to work with kids and spread our knowledge about sports.
And we brought shoes, cleats, soccer balls for everybody.
It was a transformational experience.
The people of Rwanda were full of joy. They were